$24 billion is spent in education, which will have eventually no bearing on your future career.
True.
That's a complete waste of money. And parents really spend that money for
True,
university
true.
education. It's
Yeah.
not easy, it's expensive. So it says something needs to change. So that's when kind of the initial genesis of the Cradle idea came into play.
Interesting. And how did you go about now setting it up and making it more from just being an idea out of your experience with your daughter to now making it, what's it called, a business?
Yeah, so I think like the good news was that I was close to education in the past. Like I had worked in an education technology startup in India. I'm also the youngest published author of an economics textbook in India. So I've been close to education, I've been close to students in my past. So I think it was clear to me that education, and transformation in education space, I think was something which was very, very close to my heart. And I had a sufficient technology background. I had built a successful career in Kenya and in Sub-Saharan Africa. So first step was the hardest step, which is to resign from your job. Now you have a job where you're MD of the largest digital marketing agency in Sub-Saharan Africa. You're part of the largest global advertising group in the world. And you have a really, really comfortable job. You have a really plush job. The salary is fat. Everything is fine. You have a great lifestyle. Now to give all of that up when you have a wife and you have 2 kids is not the easiest thing.
And the parents behind your back.
And the parents behind
You
my
did not
back,
do economics.
Yeah. So it was I think one of the hardest moments in my life, and I think I was not being able to be decisive because also this was not India, right? It was still another country. Even though I spent a lot of time, I've never set up a business here. I'd worked in a comfortable environment. So I actually found a coach, and that coach kind of like helped me through this process over the 3 to 4 months period for me to actually decide that I want to quit. And then I resigned, and my resignation was not easy, of course. My notice period was 6 months, but eventually I got to leave. So one of the people I co-founded Cradle was a guy called John Guru. So John Guru is currently my co-founder and our CTO, the Chief Technology Officer. So John and I had built wonderful products, back in the days in Score Digital. So he was the first person I asked. So I said, John, I'm leaving. Are you with me? He said yes.
Wow.
It was an instant yes.
So John had not planned to resign, you made him resign.
Huh?
John had not planned to resign, you made him resign.
I think like John and me kind of became very close to each other in our time in Squad. Like one of the guys I was closest to, like great chemistry. We had the same view of the world. And it was also always clear to us that, after Squad, whatever we're going to do, we're going to do together. So it was a no-brainer for him. It's a no-brainer for him, for me as well. So anyway, so we left. I left first and then he left later. Initially it was just a plan on a piece of paper. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. It was a new business environment for me, and I'd never done education tech in Africa. I didn't understand the market here. So just a series of steps, and I think very interesting thing happened that one of the guys, Shane Premji, who's also one of my co-founders and our CFO, he moved into my apartment building during the COVID time. And also, to make matters worse.
Just during COVID.
Yeah.
So he resigned during COVID?
Yeah, when people were trying to kind of hold on to their jobs.
Yeah. So he resigned during COVID because he had a plan on paper.
The economy was down, with a plan on paper. Yeah, just a plan on paper, just one sheet of paper, and everything was on a sketch with a pen. And then he moved into my apartment building and during COVID times. And then we started talking. He had background in investing world, So he was an investment banker, then he was working for IFC, which is part of World Bank, and then he was in private equity finance. So he had a lot of background from a finance and investments perspective. So I was just kind of like telling him my idea, and I'm saying that what should I do? How should I raise the funding? And then he got really excited about Cradle. It's like, I'm going to leave my job and I'm going to join you. And that was exciting, right? Because
now you became
the three idiots.
I just wanted to break that. So the three idiots together.
Yes, they became the 3 idiots. I think you're right. Actually, in those moments, all of us, really high-paying, comfortable jobs, to leave those jobs in the middle of the COVID, you could easily classify us as the 3 idiots.
Interesting.
So Shane joined me, and that when you have kind of like partners around you, and I'm blessed to have extremely high integrity, extremely intelligent, extremely hardworking co-founders, and then I think it just gave me a greater sense of confidence and purpose as well. So I basically took off all my life savings and put it behind his business. We hired a team of, we started in a LEMAC building on Vayaki Way with 2 desks, just John and myself, and then we got to 5 desks, and today we are about 100 people across 5 offices. And then I think one thing led to another, and then you learn and you learn and you learn. And we are very quick learners, we learn very fast. We made a lot of mistakes. Sometimes some of the things that we did in the initial stages, like what were we thinking at that time.
All right, so we're going to take a short